make the best of it.
Didn't it? Now, our first guest of the evening is a 23-year-old gentleman who has cerebral palsy and is wheelchair-bound. Until a few years ago, he used to also suffer from depression due to the impact his condition had on his life.
It wasn't until he recently met his now close friends that he began to see his life in a completely different way. And that's put him on a path of self-awakening and led him to finding passion in helping others. We're very happy to have him with us. Good evening, Assalamu alaikum, Javed Moore. Now, Javed, thank you very much for joining us, mashallah. Now, I know that you do struggle with direct speech and you're speaking through a device. Alhamdulillah, we're going to start. I mean, it must be extremely frustrating and it must have been quite difficult growing up with your condition. Tell us a little bit about some of the experiences and the successes that you had growing up.
When I was 7 years old, I went to a special needs school. It really didn't fit my personality and affected my well-being profoundly. Honestly speaking, I rebelled a lot against an environment which really wasn't right for me, so a few years later my parents encouraged me to get into mainstream education. Due to social perceptions, this was a very difficult transition for my family, and despite many obstacles, I always stayed motivated and reached for my potential in life. With strong support from my family and a strong self-belief in equal rights, I was able to achieve a mainstream education, including 8 GCSEs and 2 A levels.
Wow.
As I got older, I discovered a passion for helping young people.
Amazing, huh?
It's fantastic, isn't it? And all of that experience you've channeled into helping other young people. Tell us about that.
When I attended university, I went through a tremendous hardship which affected me both physically and psychologically. Unfortunately, at the time, the support I was receiving didn't take into account my educational needs. And ultimately, I had to quit from university due to not having the right support or equipment. This led to great disappointment from my family, and the ordeal took its toll on my self-esteem and determination. Eventually, Allah gave me the people and technology in order to achieve my purpose in life, inshallah. I have always found children to be much more open and warm when interacting with them over adults, which led me to discover a passion for motivating and inspiring children to learn to appreciate life, education, and to make the most out of the opportunities I was physically unable to do myself.
I mean, you've had so many challenges, you know, when you think about it. You took that initial step to go to mainstream school instead of specialist school. You then went on to university. That has been very difficult, has faced a lot of challenges. We spoke at the beginning about the fact that you were depressed, but you found this purpose now. You want to help other people. You want to help particularly young people who you say are much more open to that message of help. What is it that you really want young people to learn? What is the key message that you want to get across to young people?
The message I deliver to the youth is that despite environmental influences, they are in control of their lives, and their appreciation and determination is the key to happiness and fulfilling their destinies. I want children to learn to appreciate God's gift of the mind and use it to contribute to society and make the world a better place. Can I just say, I find living the life very inspiring to me because it introduces young people that are doing great work for the community, which could motivate others to make a difference in society.
Well,
Fantastic.
we like to do that. We
like
do
that
like
indeed.
to motivate others, so you're right on the same page as us with that. But your philosophy and your experiences in life, you want to make a change in the world, a greater change in the world. Tell us about that.
Well, for a long time now, I have felt very passionate about disability services. Although we are living in a modernized country, there are a lot of developments that still need to be done. Over the last few years, I have been taking steps to spread awareness about disability services. By doing presentations at care agencies and universities, I express what it means to understand a person living with a disability and how one's individual independence could truly be met.
I mean, again, an inspiration that you're taking the experiences that you've had and you're turning them around into something that you can do to help other people. But I don't want to just, we don't want to just talk about you in terms of your disability, because, of course, you have an interest in hip-hop, in music, and in helping young people. When you're looking at young people and trying to help young people deal with pop culture, what do you think the main message that you have to get across in helping people deal with pop culture today?
From a very young age, my passion for hip-hop and R&B were what helped me to stay motivated in life. For me, the quality of the music is what's most important. Pop culture today is infectious, and a lot of what's out there sends the wrong message to the youth. My message to young people is to be more creative and follow inspirational people that they could relate to. Personally, I would love it for the youth to get more into athletics and the Olympics. I found watching the Winter Olympics 2014 to be very inspirational, and I think Lizzie Arnold is a true example of a positive role model for the youth to follow.
I think everyone was inspired by the Olympics, and particularly, actually, by the Paralympics. I mean, I remember the advert for the Paralympics, which just said to the guys who'd done the Olympics, "Thank you for the warm-up."
Yeah.
That was. Well, look, Javed, stay with us, inshallah. We hope that you can join us for the rest of the show. And we're going to be coming back to you in a little while to find out if people want to get in touch, if they want to find out more about where you're lecturing, where you're giving your inspiring talks, how they can do that. But stay with us for the moment.